Good morning all. I Sandhya Sagavkar, Assistant Professor, Late Advocate Dadasaheb Chavan Memorial Institute of Pharmacy, Mysore. Welcome you all in second day of our 3 days online faculty development program on effectual execution of first year diploma in pharmacy course as per ER 2020 sponsored by Nirali Prakashan. For today's session, we have Professor V.D. Havaldar sir with us for guidance on orientation of the pharmacognosy. Sir, it has principal on Adarsh Institute of Pharmacy, Beta. Sir completed his D Pharm and B Pharm from Government College of Pharmacy, Karad. He completed M Pharm in Satara College of Pharmacy, Satara. He honored with Bharat Siksha Gaurav Puraskar and Certificate of Education Excellence by KTK Outstanding Achievers and Education Foundation. He secured 7th rank at BPharm examination in Shivaji University, Kolhapur. He bagged second prize in Avishkar 2016-17. He has total 25 years of experience in teaching, research, and administration. He has represented 5 papers in various state, national, and international conferences. He published total 28 research papers.
Sorry for Madam will join within 2 minutes. Thank you for your kind cooperation. Good morning, sir.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Again, we start for our first session of second day.
Sir also worked as scrutiny committee member for MSBT sponsored state level technical paper presentation. Then he has delivered 17 guest lectures on various topics. He also attended more than 30 conferences, workshops, and short-term training programs. He also organized the different competition in the different colleges. He conducted different events such as state level poster model presentation competition, also patient counseling and pharma creativity competition. He worked as a chairman and member of external academic monitoring inspection and inspected more than 15 institutes. He has life member of Indian Society for Technical Education and life member of Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India and registered pharmacist of Maharashtra State. So With this brief introduction, I would like to Professor V.D. Avaldar sir to conduct a session. Thank you. Please, sir.
Madam, kindly unmute. Kindly unmute,
sir.
Havaldar sir.
Unmute.
Yes, sir. Now,
Now, sir, you can share your presentation.
हे कसं दिसणं झालंय स्केअर मगाशी शेअर स्क्रीन येत होती दिसत नाही. कुठला हा व्हिडिओ झाला की बंद प्रेझेंटेशन शेअर करायचं मला काय झालं गेलं बंद करा मग परत. बाहेर पडलो काय नाही मोठं करा ओके स्क्रीन कुठे शेअर करायचं
visible. Your screen is visible, sir.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, all the organizers, principals, HODs, and teachers of various colleges. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I congratulate Sindhu sir and his team for organizing this orientation program on the various subjects of the PCI ER 2020 syllabus. I'm also very much thankful to him for giving me an opportunity to talk on the orientation or on the subject pharmacognosy. Now, I will start my presentation. The contents of my presentations are course structure, course objectives, program outcomes, course outcomes, mapping of POs with COs, syllabus, discussion, then chapters mapping with COs, and examination scheme. So, as far as course structure is concerned, all of us is aware of that this PCI has given the code numbers for all the subjects. So PCI course code of the subject pharmacognosy is ER 2013T. MSBT also has given the code to all the subjects. So the MSBT code of this subject is 20113. Total theory hours 75, that is 3 hours per week. Then total tutorial hours 25, 1 hour per week. Then course objectives. This course will discuss the following aspects of drug substances derived from natural resources. In that, first course objective is occurrence, distribution, isolation, identification tests of common phytoconstituents. Various phytoconstituents that includes alkaloids, glycosides, terpenoids, volatile oil, tannins, resins, etc. So, how these phytoconstituents occurs, how these are distributed in various parts of the plants, then how these are isolated and what are the identification tests for those phytoconstituents, that will be discussed in this subject. So that is first objective. Then what are the uses of and pharmaceutical applications of those phytoconstituents? So that is discussed in second objective, that is therapeutic activity and pharmaceutical applications of various natural drug substances and phytoconstituents. So therapeutic uses and pharmaceutical applications of alkaloids, glycosides, tannins, that is also discussed in this second objective. Then biological source, chemical constants of selected crude drugs and their therapeutic efficacy in common diseases and ailments. So in earlier syllabus, all these 3 points were covered, or 3 objectives were covered: biological source, chemical constants, and uses of the different categories of drugs as like carminatives, cardiotonics, astringents, laxative, etc. So different categories of drugs with respect to their biological source, chemical constants, and uses, that will be also discussed. Then basic concepts in quality control of crude drugs and various systems of medicines. It was the misunderstanding that Ayurvedic formulations or herbal formulations are safe, and therefore quality control test was not required. It is not required. In former days, it was misconcept or misunderstanding regarding these Ayurvedic formulations, but these herbal formulations or Ayurvedic formulations are not safe, and that's why the quality control tests are required. And therefore, these basic concepts in quality control of two drugs and various systems of medicines that will be discussed. Then applications of herbs in health, food, and cosmetics. So in previous syllabus, near about 7 to 8 chapters were same as that of this new syllabus, and 5 more topics which are related to these herbs, that these are included in this new syllabus. So what are the applications of herbs in the health, food, and cosmetics? That will be also discussed in this course objectives. The next part is regarding program outcomes or competencies. There are 10 competencies which are given by the Pharmacy Council of India in the Education Regulation 2020. Earlier speakers have talked about this program outcomes or competencies. So there are 10 competencies. First one is review prescriptions. So the pharmacist should be, or the student should be able to, after completion of this course, what competencies should be developed by the students? The students should be able to receive and handle the prescriptions as per the code of the pharmaceutical ethics. He should check the prescription for its correctness and completeness. If there are some errors in the prescriptions, he should not correct it himself, but he should consult to the fellow pharmacists or to the physicians. So that is the first competency, review prescriptions. Then second competency, that is dispense prescription and non-prescriptions medicines. So the student should be able to dispense the prescription or non-prescription medicines as per the provisions under Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940. Then third competency is provide patient counseling or education. So the student should be able to counsel or educate to the patient regarding use of drugs, routes of administration, various techniques of administration. So that is included in this third competency, that is provide patient counseling or education. Then fourth competency, that is hospital and community pharmacy management. So the student should be able to manage the distribution or supply of medicines in the hospitals as per the policies of regulatory agencies or hospitals or good pharmacy practices. Then fifth competency is expertise on medications. So the student should be able to provide the expertise opinion on the various medications for the safe and effective delivery of the preparations. So he should be able to provide his expert opinion for the safe and effective delivery of the medicines. Then proficiency on the pharmaceutical formulations. So the student should be able to describe the chemistry characters, which may be morphological characters, microscopic characters, as far as pharmacognosy is concerned, but as far as pharmaceutical formulations are concerned, the student should be able to describe the chemistry, characters, physical or chemical characters, types, then advantages and disadvantages of the drugs and pharmaceutical excipients which are used in the pharmaceutical formulations. Then entrepreneurship and leadership. Students should be able to develop entrepreneurial skills through the professional environment, and he should also develop the leadership qualities through the teamwork. Sometimes some projects, some assignments that will be given to the students in the group of the students, and they will work in the team, and thus it will improve the leadership skills or qualities in the students. So that is the entrepreneurship and leadership. Then deliver primary and preventive health care. So students should be able to contribute in the national health programs for the prevention of diseases. There are various national health programs as like National Leprosy Eradication Program, National Malaria Eradication Program, National Tuberculosis Eradication Programs. So students should contribute in these various national health programs for the prevention of diseases in the community. Then professional, ethical and legal practice. So pharmacists should be able to practice the pharmacy with the professional, ethical and legal practices. So he should obey the laws. He should behave ethically while conducting this pharmacy profession. Then next competence is continuing professional development. So the student should be able to identify the gap between the knowledge and skills, and he should fill that gap by attending the continuing professional development programs. Sometimes some of the aspects of regarding knowledge and skills are not covered in the syllabus. At that time, he should recognize or identify that gap between the knowledge and skills, and for filling this gap or for bridging this gap, he should attend the continuing professional development programs. So these are the 10 competencies which are given by Pharmacy Council of India. Then we'll discuss about the course outcomes. So upon successful completion of this course, the students will be able to identify the important or common crude drugs of natural origin. So whenever this subject is learned by the students, they will be able to identify the crude drugs of natural origin. With the help of morphological characters or with the help of microscopic characters, they will be able to identify the natural crude drugs. Then second outcome is students will be able to describe the use of herbs in nutraceuticals and cosmeceuticals. So these nutraceuticals, these are the substances which will be used as a food, and that will be also helpful in the prevention of disease, and thus it will promote the health. So those use of those herbs that will be described by the students after completion of this course. Then third outcome, discuss the principles of alternative systems of medicines. So the students will be able to discuss the principles of alternative systems of medicines. Alternative systems of medicines includes Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, homeopathy, etc. So the principles of all those alternative systems of medicines will be discussed by the students whenever he will complete this course, that is pharmacognosy. Then fourth outcome, describe the importance of quality control of drugs of natural origin. As I have told you that Ayurvedic formulations are not safe unless if the quality control test is not carried out on these herbal preparations or Ayurvedic formulations. So quality control tests are very important for the safety and efficacy of the crude drugs. So these are the various course outcomes of this subject pharmacognosy. Then mapping of POs with COs. I have tried to map these POs with COs. There are 4 COs, CO1, CO2, CO3, and CO4. In case of the CO1, there is identification of crude drugs. Then second, CO2, that is use of herbs in nutraceuticals and cosmeceuticals. CO3, that is principles of alternative systems of medicines, and CO4, that is the quality importance of the quality control test. Okay. First PO, as far as first competency, that is review the prescription. Sometimes some Ayurvedic formulations will be there that pharmacist has to dispense. So review the prescription. The pharmacist first course outcome is a identification of crude drug. So whenever there is a Ayurvedic formulation, the students will be able to identify that crude drugs. Then CO2, describe the use of herbs in nutraceuticals and cosmeceuticals. Sometimes there will be herbal formulations. So that prescription of the herbal formulations that will be reviewed by the student pharmacist. Then discuss the principles of alternative systems of medicines. Sometimes there may be a homeopathic prescription, sometimes there may be Unani prescription. Then, so those prescriptions should be also reviewed by the student pharmacist. Then importance of quality control of crude drugs of natural origin. So this review of the prescription that will match with all the outcomes of this reviewing the prescription. Then PO2, that is dispense the prescription and non-prescription medicines. So all these COs that will match with this course outcomes, four course outcomes. Then PO3, that is nothing but provide the counseling to the patient, or provide counseling or education to the patient. So he will be how to identify the crude drugs. Students will be able to counsel regarding or educate regarding the identification of crude drugs, uses of herbs in nutraceuticals, then alternative systems of medicines. That will be taught by this student, but he will not tell regarding this quality control of crude drugs. He will not educate to the patient regarding this. So except PO4, hospital and community pharmacy management regarding supply or distribution of medicines. Then PO6 regarding proficiency on the pharmaceutical preparations, and PO9, that is the professional, ethical, and legal practice. Except CO4, all the course outcomes that will not match with this PO competency, that is PO9. So in this way, mapping of POs with COs is done. Then regarding syllabus, there are 12 chapters in this syllabus. First 7 chapters are same as that of the previous syllabus. We'll discuss all those chapters in brief. So first topic is definition, history, present status, and scope of pharmacognosy. All the pharmacognosy teachers know the definition of this pharmacognosy. In previous syllabus, this was first topic, definition, history, and scope of pharmacognosy. Only present status was not included in that previous syllabus. So pharmacognosy is defined as scientific and systematic study of the structural, physical, chemical properties of crude drugs along with their history, methods of cultivation, collection, and preparation for the market. Already all the teachers have taught this. Again, this term pharmacognosy was coined by the scientist Sidler from 2 Greek letters, pharmakon and gignosko. Pharmakon means drug and gignosko means to acquire the knowledge of. So to acquire the knowledge of crude drugs, that is nothing but a pharmacognosy. And various scientists have contributed in this pharmacognosy, as like Hippocrates, Dioscorides, then Galen, Theophrastus, Aristotle. And apart from that, there are some books which includes the or treatises. Ayurveda is the oldest system of medicine, that is that includes 2 treatises, Charak Samhita and Sushruta Samhita. Then apart from that, there is one Chinese compendium, that is Pentson, so which is a Chinese compendium which was prepared by the Chinese Emperor Shen Yong, which contains various formulations from the herbs. Apart from that, Paracelsus, who is known as father of toxicology. So already you have taught this, all these aspects. Regarding present status, there are 3 stages of evolution of this pharmacognosy. First stage is during 18th century, when this pharmacognosy was related with the botany, because botanical name was required for the authentication of crude drugs, and the drugs were present in the form of powders and extracts. So this is the first stage. Then second stage, during the second stage, what happened? The various methods of isolation and extractions were developed during this second stage, that is during the 19th century. And in third stage, pharmacognosy is completely evolved, and that is related with this various other branches of the science, that is the botany, zoology, then chemistry. To study the phytoconstituents, chemistry is required, then analytical chemistry. So there are various different branches of this pharmacognosy nowadays, that is the phytochemistry, analytical pharmacognosy, etc. So this is about the definition, history, present status, and scope of pharmacognosy. Already all the teachers have taught this topic. Duration or total time allotted is 2 hours. I have made this approximate marks distribution. It's not final one, but I feel that all the teachers of this pharmacognosy, they can come together, they can sit together, and they can distribute the marks system. but it is a tentative one. I think this topic should be for 2 to 4 marks. Then second topic regarding classification of drugs. This topic was also covered in the old syllabus or previous syllabus. So there are various classes, 6 classes of crude drugs, classification of crude drugs. Alphabetical, taxonomical, morphological, pharmacological, chemical, and chemotaxonomical. So what are the merits and demerits of all those types of classification of crude drugs? That will be discussed in this topic, classification of crude drugs. And time allotted for this chapter is 4 hours. Approximate marks distribution is 4 to 6. Then quality control of crude drugs. That will covers the different methods of adulteration of crude drugs and evaluation of crude drugs. So you know that what is adulteration? Adulteration is nothing but it is the process of substituting the drug in a whole or in parts with another drug or substance. That is the adulteration. There are 2 types of adulteration: intentional and unintentional adulteration. Then various methods are used for the adulteration, that is by replacing the drug with the exhausted drug. For example, phenyl is substituted with the exhausted phenyl. Exhausted clo is also there. Then by substituting drug with the inferior quality drugs. So various methods of adulterations are used for various methods are used to do the adulteration. Then evaluation of crude drugs. Evaluation is nothing but a confirmation of identity and determination of its quality and purity. So there are 5 methods of evaluation of crude drugs. First one is a organoleptic evaluation, then microscopic evaluation, then physical evaluation, chemical evaluation, and biological evaluation. So by using these various methods, drug can be identified easily and its quality and purity can be determined easily, and that drug will be confirmed. So this is about the quality control of crude drugs. The time allotted for this topic is 6 hours, and approximate marks distribution should be 6 to 8. Then fourth topic, brief outline of occurrence, distribution, isolation, identification tests, therapeutic activity, and pharmaceutical applications of alkaloids, terpenoids, glycosides, volatiles, tannins, and resins, etc. So all these are the alkaloids, glycosides, all these are the phytoconstituents. Where these phytoconstituents occurs, how these are distributed, what are the methods of isolation, what are the methods of identification, and what are the uses and pharmaceutical applications, that will be studied under this chapter. Because there are specific chemical tests for example, for alkaloids, there are Mace reagent test, Dragon drops reagent test, Wagner's reagent test, Hager's reagent test. Then cardiac glycosides that can be identified with the help of Keller-Kilani test, anthraquinone glycosides that can be identified with the help of von Traeger's test, tannins can be identified with the help of Gold-Bitter-Skin test. So brief study of regarding this occurrence, distribution, isolation, identification, therapeutic uses, and pharmaceutical applications, that will be studied in this chapter. Total time allotted is for this topic is 6 hours. approximate mass distribution should be likewise this 8 to 10. Then fifth topic, biological source, chemical constants, and therapeutic efficacy of the following categories of drugs. So there are different categories of drugs. So those drugs that should be studied for this biological source, chemical constants, and uses. And these categories includes laxative, cardiotonic, carminatives, and gastrointestinal regulators, astringents, drugs acting on central nervous system, then antihypertensive, antitussive, etc. So in previous syllabus, there were 78 crude drugs, and in this syllabus, it is reduced to 64. There are 64 crude drugs that the students has to study for this biological source, chemical constants, and therapeutic uses. The time allotted for this topic is 30 hours, and marks approximate marks distribution is 36 to 40. There are again other remaining categories, that is oxytocin, enzymes, pharmaceutical aids, miscellaneous. Then next topic is plant fibers used as surgical dressings. That includes cotton, silk, wool, and regenerated fibers, sutures, surgical catgut, and ligatures. So that was, this topic was also included in the previous syllabus. Plant fibers, which are classified into two types, natural and synthetic. And natural includes the animal origin, plant origin, animal origin, vegetable origin, or plant origin, and synthetic and minerals, and regenerated fibers, which are obtained from the synthetic sources. Then apart from these fibers, that you will study the sutures, surgical catgut, and ligatures. Sutures are nothing but the sterile threads or strings or strands, which are used for sewing or stitching the tissues together. And these sutures or ligatures that will get absorbed in the body by the proteolytic enzymes. So that study of those fibers, particularly cotton, silk, wool, and regenerated fibers, that will be studied. And the time allotted for this topic is 3 hours, and approximate mass distribution is 4 to 6. Then 7th chapter, basic principles involved in the traditional systems of medicine like Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and homeopathy. So in previous syllabus, this alternative systems of medicine or traditional systems of medicine was included in the first topic. So the principles of all these Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and homeopathy systems that will be studied in this first topic. That was also covered in previous syllabus. Then method of preparation of Ayurvedic formulations like Arishta, Asava, Gutika, Taila, Churna, Leya, and Bhasma. So this Arishta, it is newly added in this syllabus. So Arishta, it is nothing but a fermented decoction. So where crude drugs are boiled along with the water, and alcohol is then added. After boiling, the alcohol is added, and it is mixed with the some sweetening agent as like honey or sugar or jaggery. So that is a Arishta. Then Asavas, these are nothing but a fermented infusion. Arishta is nothing but a fermented decoction. Asava is nothing but a fermented infusion. So in case of this infusion, the parts of the vegetable crude drugs are cut into the pieces, and that is again kept in contact with water for specified period, and then it is mixed with the alcohol, and again the sweetening agent that may be incorporated in the preparation of this asavas. Then gutikas. So gutikas are nothing but a pill mass. So small spills, round shaped spills or different shapes of pills are prepared with the help of this gutica, in this gutica. And here the decoction is decoction of the pharmaceutical, the decoction of the vegetable crude drugs that will be concentrated or heated to get a semi-solid consistency, so that there will be formation of pill pipes. So there will be formation of long pill pipes. That pill pipes, when these are cut into the smaller pieces, you will get the smaller pills. So that is a gutica. Then taila, that is nothing but oil. So these tailas are again prepared by distillation or extraction process. So the vegetable crude drugs are mixed with the water or oils, mixed with water or milk, and it is heated or it is boiled unless and until water is completely removed and only oil will be retained there. So in this way, taila will be prepared. Then churna. This churna is a mixture of different powders. You know that triphala churna. So this churna, it will contain mixture of different powders. So these powders are reduced into the smaller particle size with the help of mortar and pestle, and then that will be passed through the fine sieve. That mixture of these powders that will be passed through a fine sieve, and it is mixed with the honey or jaggery, and in this way the churna will be manufactured or prepared. Then leha, that is which is also called as a avaleha. Again, it is a decoction of crude drugs which is similar to this arista. Then bhasma. In case of this bhasma, the vegetable crude drugs are burnt to get the ash, and this ash will be used for the therapeutic purposes. In this ash, again some or sometimes metals will be also burnt, and these metals that will form give the, after incineration it will give the ash, and this ash will be mixed with the honey or sugar so that it will mask the unwanted taste or noxious taste of the preparation. So the time allotted for this topic is 8 hours, and the marks distribution, approximate marks distribution should be 6 to 8. Then remaining 5 topics are a new one for in this syllabus. A role of medicinal and aromatic plants in national economy and their export potential. So the medicinal and aromatic plants, MAPs, medicinal and aromatic plants. So India is a hub of the herbs or medicinal plants. There are near about 18,000 plants in the Indian forests, out of which 7,000 plants are having medicinal value. Still research is going on, and these medicinal and aromatic plants, they have got good global market, and therefore these medicinal and aromatic plants are exported worldwide. According to the data of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare 2017, the India has started the export of medicinal and aromatic plants since 1995-96, in the financial year 1995-96, and the market was increased up to 41% with the medicinal and aromatic plants. After 96, 97, it was increased yearly. But in 2002-3, it was decreased to 34%. Again, it is expected that again it was increased. Afterwards, 2004-5, it was increased, and currently 16 from this 25 to 15 to 2015 to 2017, it was decreased by 2-3% yearly. But it is expected that in 2026, up to 2026, the export potential, or there will be growth, will be increased up to 38.5%. It is expected, according to the data of the Ministry of the Family and Welfare, Ministry of the Family and Welfare. Then, so these medicinal and aromatic plants, these are aromatic means these are having pleasant smell, these are having pleasant smell, and therefore these are used in perfumery, and that's why there is in the global market there is high demand for these medicinal and aromatic plants. Allotted time for this topic is 2 hours, and approximate mass distribution is 2 to 4. Then next topic is regarding herbs as a health food. So that will cover the nutraceuticals, antioxidants, probiotics, prebiotics, dietary fibers, omega-3 fatty acids, spirulina, carotenoids, soya, and garlic. Now, the herbal drugs or herbal medicines have got a global market because there are various reasons these herbal medicines are popular throughout the world nowadays. Because of various reasons, due to insufficient supply of drugs, allopathic drugs, due to increased side effects, due to low cost of these herbs, due to low toxicity of these herbs, and the most important reason is development of resistance of the various drugs to the various infectious diseases or microorganisms, and therefore these herbal products are becoming more and more popular. Nutraceuticals, antioxidants. So these nutraceuticals, these are nothing but these are the substances which will be used as a food, and that will be useful in the prevention of diseases, and thus it will promote the health. So all these components, nutraceuticals, antioxidants, probiotics or prebiotics, dietary fibers, so that will not only act as a food, but also that they will be helpful in the promotion of the health of the human being. So the time allotted for this topic is 4 hours, and the approximate marks distribution is that should be 4 to 6. Then next topic is regarding introduction to herbal formulations. So herbal formulations, that will covers the classification, what are the various factors affecting this herbal formulations. Herbal formulations will be classified as solid, liquid, semi-solids. Herbal tablets are there, herbal capsules, herbal creams. So that will be covered in this introduction to herbal formulations. Then the time allotted for this topic is 4 hours, and the approximate marks distribution should be 2 to 4. Then herbal cosmetics. So most of the aromatic plants, sandalwood, rosemary, olive oil or lavender oil, which will contain volatile oil. So due to these aromatic principles, these volatile oils are used as a herbal cosmetic, are used in this herbal cosmetics. So sources, chemical constants, commercial preparation, therapeutic and cosmetic uses of aloe vera gel, almond oil, lavender oil, olive oil, rosemary oil, sandalwood oil. So regarding the biological source, chemical constants, and commercial preparation and therapeutic uses and cosmetic uses of all these drugs that will be studied in these herbal cosmetics, and the time allotted for this topic is 4 hours, and the approximate marks distribution should be 4 to 6. Then last topic is regarding phytochemical investigation of crude drugs. So there are various steps for the phytochemical investigation of crude drugs. First one is authentication and extraction of crude drugs. Then isolation, purification. Second step is isolation, purification. And third step is so authentication, extraction, then isolation, and confirmation of or identification, confirmation of crude drugs that will be, or constants of the crude drugs that will be done with the help of various spectroscopic techniques like UV, NMR, mass spectroscopy, or with the help of some chromatographic techniques like HPLC, gas chromatography, etc. So this is about all about the syllabus. Then chapters mapping with the course outcomes. So there are 4 course outcomes. Course outcome, first one is identification of crude drugs. Course outcomes, second is that is related to the uses of nutraceuticals and cosmeceuticals. Third course outcomes, that is related with the alternative systems of medicine. And the fourth one is related to the quality control tests. So first topic, as far as first topic is concerned, there is no identification or there is no nutraceuticals, no use of nutraceuticals or cosmeceuticals. Then alternative systems of medicines and quality control tests. So no any COs that will map with the, or that will not match with this first topic. Then classification of crude drugs. So all these classifications that will be used for the identification of crude drugs. So first course outcomes that will match with this second topic. Then third topic, quality control of crude drugs, different methods of adulteration of crude drugs and evaluation of crude drugs. Again, that is performed for determination, for identification of crude drugs and determination of its quality. So again, this first course outcome that will match with this topic. Then topic number 4, brief outline of occurrence, distribution, isolation, identification test, therapeutic activity, and pharmaceutical applications. So of these phytoconstants. So this course outcome 1 and 2 that will match with this topic, and remaining that will not match. Then biological source, chemical constants, and therapeutic efficacy of the following categories of drugs. So regarding for this topic, all these 3 COs that will match with this this fifth topic. Then as far as topic number 6 and 7 is concerned, there will be identification. Then so that will match with this course outcome first. Then there will not be use of this nutraceutical. CO1 will be only match with this. Then chapter 7 that will match with the CO1, CO2, and CO3. as well as CO4. So these two parts, chapter 6 and 7, were not included in this mapping. Then topic number 8, role of medicinal and aromatic plants in national economy and their export potential. So this course outcome 2 that will match with this topic regarding nutraceuticals and uses of nutraceuticals and cosmeceuticals, then alternative systems of medicine, that will match. So these two outcomes that will match with this topic 8. Then herbs as a health food, identification, regarding identification and use of this nutraceuticals. So these are outcomes that will match with this chapter 9. Then introduction to herbal formulations, except course outcome 3 that will not match, and other remaining outcomes, first, second, and third, that will match with this topic. Then herbal cosmetics, that will match with the only first and second outcomes, and phytochemical investigation of approved drugs, that will match with the first, second, and third outcome, fourth outcome, not third. So this is, in this way, the chapters will be mapped with the course outcomes. Then next part is regarding tutorials. So in education regulation of the PCI, it has given that why this tutorial should be given. So in case of these tutorials, the students should be divided into smaller groups so that teacher can pay more closer attention. He can complete their assignments, develop specific skills. He may discuss any problems in the study topics in an informal way. He may exchange their ideas. Sometimes you can arrange the group discussions among the students so that they may exchange their ideas, so that they can learn to accept some constructive criticism and listen to others. Then these tutorials that will also enable the teachers to closely monitor the progress of the individual students, how the students are learning. So that will be monitored by the teachers during these tutorial hours. Provide additional academic support to the individuals if necessary. If the student is not performing well, or if his performance is poor, at that time, the teacher can take the initiative to provide the academic support to that student. So this is about the tutorials. Then examination scheme. All of you know that how the sessional examinations, theory as well as practical should be conducted. Guidelines for conduct of sessional examinations. Number of sessional examinations, 2 or more, but it is not possible to conduct more than 3 sessional examinations. So 2 or 3. Duration of the sessional examination, 90 minutes. Calculation of final marks, the highest aggregate of any 2 performances. Pattern of question paper. So there are long answer questions. Answer 3 out of 4. For 5 marks, there will be 15 marks. Then short answer questions. Answer 5 out of 6. For 3 marks, 5 into 3, that is 15. And objective type questions, objective type answers, 10 marks. And these objective type answers will be from this multiple choice questions or fill in the blanks or one word or one sentence questions. So there will be total 40 marks. This examination should be converted into 20 marks. Then examination scheme. Guidelines for the conduct of board examination. Duration of the board examination will be of 3 hours. Pattern of question paper will be same. Long answer questions will be there. Answer 6 out of 7 for 5 marks. Total 30 marks. Short answer questions 10 out of 11 for 3 marks. 30 marks there will be 30 marks, and objective type answers 20 marks. So total there will be 80 marks examination. So thank you very much for patient listening. If you have any difficulty or any doubt, you can ask.
Hello,
Hello.
am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Sir, there is one question from my side.
Okay.
First of all, I introduce myself. Sir, my name is Rahul Jadhav
Okay.
from Indrayani Institute of Pharmacy,
Okay.
Institute code 1822.
Okay.
Sir, while discussing or while explaining the mapping of POs with COs,
Okay.
sir, you told that POs are nothing but the competencies.
Competencies. Yeah.
But sir, in previous session of or the whatever the discussions were given by the speakers in
Okay.
yesterday's session, they told that sir, POs are totally different
Okay.
and
Okay.
competencies are different.
Okay. But with the help of these POs, we can improve or develop the competencies. No? Program outcomes. Okay. I agree that POs are different, competencies are different, but with the help of these program outcomes, we can improve the competencies. Along with the knowledge, we have to develop the skills of the students.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay.
So we have to refer only the POs given by NBA. Is it, sir?
Yeah. That is given by PCI. No. So that's there are ready-made POs. COs are also ready-made for each and every subject.
Now, sir, there is one question.
Okay.
Again. Now we have to refer only the POs given by PCI, or also as well we have to add the POs of NBA, means earlier POs.
Okay, you can add it, but as far as pharmacy is concerned, this much 10 POs are sufficient, I feel, and it has covered all the aspects, I think.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir. One question is there from delegates, that is Vasant Borse.
Okay.
How to record the tutorial work of students?
Okay. In this tutorial, we have to maintain the attendance book. Attendance book. In this attendance book, we have to mention the task given to each and every student. What task has been given to that student? Suppose if some students are completing their assignments, some students are requesting to arrange some group discussion. So by maintaining this attendance, and along with this attendance, whatever the task given to the students, to each and every student, that should be also included in this tutorial record.
Hello.
Madam.
Anybody from the faculty have any questions?
Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, ma'am.
I'm Shubhangi Kuru from NCR Institute of Pharmacy. Here, Navi Mumbai. Sir, my question is whether there is a mandatory to maintain total 25 plus one less or more? Because in syllabus now total 25 tutorials are
25 hours, no? Tutorials.
25 tutorials, yes.
Yeah.
So it
Yes.
need to maintain or less or more we can manage.
No. At 25, as per PCI, it will be more than 25, but it should not be less than 25.
Okay, sir. Okay. And one more question, sir.
Okay.
That in Ayurvedic formulation, that chapter is also in pharmacology and herbal formulation. So how we
Okay.
can differentiate that yes, these are the algebraic formulations, and how we can mention that these are the algebraic formulations and
Actually, both are similar, herbal formulations and Ayurvedic preparations.
okay.
Uh, Okay, so just some theoretical part regarding classification, factors affecting the herbal formulations that should be included in this topic, 11th topic, no?
And in the course outcome, you have mentioned in that slide that for chapter number 1, that the course outcome
Okay.
for 4 COs are there. No? So in that, no CO is mapped with that particular chapter. But we are
Yes.
classifying in that chapter, no? That different
No,
system of
in second topic, no. Classification is second topic.
No, sir. I am not
Okay.
asking that. I am asking that there is a history
First
of
topic.
pharmacy, na? There is a classification of traditional Indian system of medicine, like Ayurveda, Siddha, and then that homeopathy, all are there. Na? So we can map that.
Okay, but there is a separate topic, no? Alternative systems of medicine.
But it's a type of classification. Na? That's why I'm asking.
Okay, actually, it is all this mapping is done is a tentative one. That
Okay.
again we can that is not final one, but according to me, I have prepared this like that's it's a brief idea. Okay,
Sir. And last one question.
but what I feel that when there is a separate topic on this alternative systems of medicine, then why it should be included in this first topic?
Okay.
Previous syllabus that was included in this first topic, no?
Yes, yes.
And then how comes then this all these this third CO that will map, right?
And last one question, sir. As per my knowledge, that as per NBSR, there is a total 9 POs for D farm and 11 POs for B farm.
Okay.
So am I right, sir, for this?
Pardon?
As per NBSR, for diploma, there are total 9 POs only.
Okay.
And for degree, there are 11 POs. As per my knowledge. So my question is it right now?
Your voice is breaking now, madam.
Am I audible?
Yeah, okay.
Sir, my question is as per NBSR,
Hmm.
as per NBSR for diploma, total 9 POs are there.
Yes.
For degree, total 11 POs are there.
For B farm.
Oh, B farm.
Okay.
That question is from one participant. So that question I am trying to clear.
See, minimum 9 POs are required for D farm as per the norms of NBA.
Yes, yes.
You can increase or decrease, that's no problem. Or you can delete whatsoever you want. If it is not, if you feel that it is not matching with your curriculum, then you can delete that one. But there should be minimum 9 POs.
Okay.
Okay, madam.
Hello.
Madam.
Anybody? Any questions again?
Hello, madam. No questions from my side, but sir, can you please share this slide on our group?
Okay, I will give to the organizers my PPTs. You can refer from.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay?
sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for such a informative session.
Okay.
Hello.
Madam.
We take a short break, that is 5 minutes. After that, we will join with same link. Okay. आणि शेवटी हॅलो हॅलो सर. हॅलो am I audible?
Hello.
Hello sir, can we start?
Yes, yes.
Okay sir, please start sir.
Okay. Am I audible, madam?
Yes sir, yes sir,
And screen is visible?
yes sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. Now, again, I will present on this orientation on pharmacognosy practicals. Contains are similar: course structure, course objective, program outcomes, course outcomes, mapping of POs with COs, syllabus, mapping of COs with practicals, assignments, field visit, typical format of for the assessment of field visit report, and examination scheme. All of you know that this course structure, PCI course code of the subject is ER 2013P. Then MSBT code is same, that is 20113. Then total practical hours 75, 3 hours per week. Then course objectives. This course will discuss the following aspects of drug substances derived from natural resources. So first course objective is identification of crude drugs based on their morphological characteristics. So this course will discuss the how to identify the drugs based on the morphological characters like color, odor, taste, size, shape, etc. Then various anatomical characteristics of the herbal drugs studied through transverse section. So this course objective, it will also discuss the microscopic characteristics of herbal drugs that will be studied through this transverse section. Then physical and chemical tests to evaluate the crude drugs. So to evaluate for the organized drugs, we can carry out the morphological and microscopic evaluation, but for the unorganized drugs, we have to carry out the physical and chemical tests for the identification. Then you know this program outcomes. Review. First one is the review of the prescription, dispense prescription. Second one is the dispense prescription or non-prescription medicines. Third one is provide patient counseling or education. Fourth one is hospital and community pharmacy management. Fifth one is expertise on medications. Then sixth, proficiency on pharmaceutical formulation. Seventh one is entrepreneurship and leadership. Then eighth one is the deliver primary and preventive healthcare. Then ninth one is a professional, ethical and legal practices, and 10th one is a continuing professional development. Then course outcomes. Upon successful completion of this course, the students will be able to identify the given crude drugs based on their morphological characteristics. So with the help of morphological characteristics, the students can identify that crude drugs. Then second one is take a transfer section of given crude drugs. So here you'll develop the motor skill, how to take the transfer section, thin section. Then CO3, describe the anatomical characteristics of the given crude drugs under microscopical conditions. Describe the anatomical characteristics, that is microscopic characteristics under microscope. He will be able to describe. So the student will be able to describe the microscopic characteristics, then carry out the physical and chemical tests to evaluate the given crude drugs. So the students will be able to carry out the physical and chemical tests for the evaluation of particularly unorganized drugs. Some organized drugs are also evaluated for the test, chemical test. Then mapping of POs with COs. Mapping of POs with COs. So there are 4 COs. First CO is regarding identification of crude drugs with the help of morphological characters. Then second one is regarding taking a transfer section. Then third one is regarding description of these microscopic characteristics. And fourth one is regarding the physical and chemical tests. So here PO1, review the prescription. So if there is Ayurvedic formulation, with the help of this morphological characters, the students will be able to check the prescription. Okay, so this first course outcome that will match with this PO1. Then second one is dispense the prescription or non-prescription medicines. So this first outcome that will match with this. Then PO3 regarding educate patient counseling or education. Patient counseling or education. So here PO3 regarding identification, here this PO3 that will match with this, it is not given here, but this will match regarding identification of morphological characters, how to identify the crude drugs with the help of this, that counseling may provide by the student pharmacist. Then he will not counsel regarding this remaining POs, or he will not, this CO2, CO3 and CO4 that will not match with the with this program outcome. Then PO4 hospital and community pharmacy management. So all these COs that will not match with this PO4. Then PO5 regarding expertise on the medications. So if he knows the morphological characters, if he knows the microscopic characters, if he knows the physical and chemical tests of the crude drugs, then he will be give his expert opinion. Then PO6 regarding deliver the primary and preventive health care. So if he knows it, morphological character. So except this course outcome second, all the POs that will match with this. Then PO7 regarding PO7 regarding leadership, and PO7 entrepreneurship and leadership. So this that will not match. Then PO8 regarding the deliver the primary and preventive health care. Then regarding this professional and ethical practices, this again, so this PO3, PO4 and PO9 that will not match with these all those COs. Then regarding practical syllabus, so there are first excuse me, just a minute. Regarding practical syllabus, first one is regarding morphological identification of the following drugs: isabola, senna, coriander, fennel, cardamom, ginger, nutmeg, black pepper, cinnamon, clove, ephedra, rauwolfia, gokru, punarnava, cinchona, and agar. There are 16 crude drugs that will be studied for the morphological characters. So this morphological characters, that is nothing but a study of the external characters of the crude drugs, that is a color, odor, taste, size, and shape. So by carrying out the visual inspection, we can study the morphological characters of the crude drugs. Some drugs are having specific odors, for example, aromatic odor of the umbelliferous plants or umbelliferous drugs. Then as far as test of this licorice is concerned, licorice is sweet in taste. So with the help of these specific characteristics of the crude drugs that can be identified with the help of this morphological characters. Pungent taste is this capsicum is having pungent taste. So with the help of these morphological characters, we can identify the crude drugs. And then Graf's anatomical studies by taking the transverse section of the following drugs: ajwain, datura, cinnamon, cinchona, coriander, ashwagandha, licorice, cloves, curcuma, nux vomica, and lasaka. So there are 11 drugs for transverse section. So so with the help of this, by taking the transverse section, you can study the morphological microscopic characters of the crude drugs. Some reagents or stains are used for staining the cellular structure. Lignin is stained with red color with chloroglycinol and hydrochloric acid. Then mucilage is stained red with the ruthenium red. Or if you want to identify the starch grains, for that purpose you have to treat it with the treat the crude drug with your N/50 iodine solution. So in this way you can identify the crude drugs by using staining agents, and then you can there are various specific characters of some microscopic characters of crude drugs. For example, nux vomica seed, it is having lignified trichomes. Then in case of the senna, there are warty trichomes. Then so in this way, some drugs are having specific microscopic characters, and with the help of these microscopic characters, in case of the bark, there is cork, cambium, cortex. So with the help of, by studying these various characters of the microscopic characters of the crude drugs, we can identify the crude drugs. So these two practicals, first and second, particularly used for unorganized drugs, and for unorganized drugs, physical and chemical tests will be carried out. It includes asafoetida, benzoin, pale catechu, black catechu, castor oil, acacia, tragacan, agar, guar gum, and gelatin. So there are near about 10 crude drugs that will be studied for this physical and chemical test. So this is about the practical syllabus. Then regarding mapping of the course outcomes with these practicals. So there are 3 practicals: morphological characters, then microscopic characters, then physical and chemical tests. So first outcome is regarding identification of crude drugs with the morphological characters. So this first outcome that will match with this practical. Then second and third outcome. Second outcome is this is regarding taking a transverse section, and third one is regarding study of the microscopic characters or anatomical studies. So that will match with this second practical, taking the transverse section and studying the microscopic characters, and physical and chemical tests for evaluation of crude drugs. So that will match with this CO4. So in this way, mapping of course outcomes will be done. Then assignments. So PCI has given the assignments, and this assignments, there should be 3 assignments for each and every students before the completion, before the first, second, and third sessional examination. 3 assignments per student should be given, and first assignment should be given on this market preparations of various dosage forms of Ayurvedic, Siddha, Unani, or homeopathic, classical and proprietary, indications and their labeling requirements. So you can divide the students, teacher can divide the students into a group of 10, and these 10 students, you can give these Ayurvedic formulations. so that these students, they will study the indications and labeling requirements. Then next 10 students, Unani drugs, Unani formulations, they will study the Unani formulations, they will collect the information on this indication and labeling requirements. So likewise, this Ayurvedic, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathic medicines, or this homeopathic formulations that will be collected by the students. And these 10 students, they will again take different Ayurvedic formulations, not the same formulations. They will take different 2 or 3 formulations, because a lot of formulations are available in the market. Unani formulations, Siddha formulations, homeopathic formulations. So in this way, students can be allotted the assignments. Then there are herbal formulations and herbal cosmetics. So next 10 students will be given this herbal formulations. Another 10 students will be given herbal cosmetics. So those students, they will collect the information on this indication and labeling requirements. And again, there will be different formulations, herbal cosmetic formulations, herbal formulations. So those students, they will complete this assignment. So there are 40 here there are 40 students, then there are 20 students, 40 plus 20, 60 students. And again, one more, herb drug interactions documented in the literature and their clinical significance. So herbal drug interactions, in which literature that is included, and their clinical significance, that will be studied by the students, and that work will be allotted to the next 10 students. And those assignments that can be repeated for the first, second, and third sessional examination, or during this period of first sessional, after completion of the first sessional to second sessional, another assignment will be given, and second to third sessional, third assignment will be given to the students. So in this way, the students will complete 3 assignments. Then regarding field visit, so there are 2 field visits, medicinal plant garden and herbal industry. So the students can visit to the medicinal plant garden or in nursery where medicinal plants are available. So in this medicinal plant garden, the students will visit and they have to write the report of visit. And another visit is to the herbal industry. So the students should visit the herbal industry to witness the day-to-day process of manufacturing of the herbal formulations. Here, students can observe the various medicinal plants. They can study the morphological characters of the medicinal plants. And at the end, they have to write the report of visit. In PCI ER 2020, the typical format for the assessment of field visit is given. So here, there should be name at the top, name of the institute, name of student, academic year, subject, name and full address of the organization visited, date of visit, duration of visit, name and designation of evaluator. So that will be a subject teacher. Then objectives set for the field visit, give 2 to 4 objectives one by one. Why this field visit is organized, that aim or objective of this visit should be written by the students. Medicinal plant garden, here students should write these objectives. Then pharmacies of traditional systems of medicine, that is herbal drug industry, the student should write the objectives here. Then prior preparation of the student for the medicinal plant garden visit, minimum 100 words. Students should write the information regarding what preparation should be done before visiting to this medicinal plant garden. That should be written in 100 words by the students. Then prior preparation of the students for the pharmacies of traditional systems of medicines visit, minimum 100 words. Again, what prior preparation should be done by the students before visiting to the herbal industry. Then describe the general experiences during the medicinal plant garden visit. So what experiences have got the students during this visit, that should be explained, that should be written by the students in 100 words. Similarly, he should be also written the same experiences when he visited the herbal pharmaceutical industry in 100 words. So describe the general guidelines during the visit to pharmacies of traditional systems of medicine. Then learning points, describe what theoretical concept that is correlated during the medicinal plant garden visit. Near about 300 words, that is 30 lines, approximately 30 lines should be, information should be written by the students. What theoretical concept that is correlated during the medicinal plant garden visit, or what theoretical concept is that is correlated during the visit to the herbal industry, that should be written in 300 words. So in this way, the student should write the report of field visit. Then regarding examination scheme, guidelines for the conduct of sectional examination, number of sectional examination, two or three. Then duration of the sectional exam, 3 hours. Calculation of final marks, same, the highest aggregate of any two performances. Pattern of question paper, synopsis 10 marks, experiment 50, major experiment 30. You can divide this. Actually, each and every subject teacher is having authority to divide this 50 marks. So I can take this major experiment for 30 marks, transfer section of crude drug, minor experiment 20 marks, chemical test that will include the chemical test of crude drugs, then viva voce 10 marks, and practical record maintenance 10 marks. So continuous, that is a continuous assessment. Then final assessment of 80 marks, that should be converted into 10 marks. And at the end, you have to consider the marks of assignments, average of 3 assignments per student. So 5 marks. Field visit reports, average for the reports, there are 2 visits for 5 marks. So for assignment, there are 5 marks, and for the field visit report, there are 5 marks. So you have to add this marks of assignments and field visit at the end of the at the term end, you can say. Okay, so this is about the examination scheme, that is for sessional. Now for board examination, that is clearly mentioned in the PCI year 2020. Duration of sessional examination 3 hours. Pattern of question paper, synopsis 10 marks, that is spotting. Then experiment 60. This can be divided by the individual teachers according to his convenience. Then major experiment 30, you can keep for 30 or what's your maybe. Then transfer section of crude drugs, minor experiment 20, chemical tests of crude drugs, spotters 10 marks, and viva voce 10 marks, total 80. So this 20 marks you can put in this synopsis. So there will be total 20 marks. And for the division of this external and internal marks, this internal may take this 10 marks synopsis plus spotters and minor experiment, so that there will be 20 marks. And this external examiner may take this major experiment 30 marks and viva voce 30 marks, 10 marks, so that there will be equal distribution of marks. So thank you for patient listening. If you have any queries or question regarding practicals, you can ask.
Hello.
Hello.
From delegates, anybody have a question? If yes, it is free to ask.
Up till sir, good afternoon, sir. Myself
Good
want to ask one question, sir.
Okay.
Sir, for practical marks, there is a 10 marks for synopsis.
Okay.
So how should, if there any criteria for synopsis, like 1 mark for one synopsis or 2 marks for one, how many spotting should be there?
No, you can convert it in the terms of spotting. That synopsis, particularly for this pharmacognosy or HAP practicals, there is no such as such synopsis for as like other subjects. Okay, so you can convert that synopsis into spotting. 10 marks spotters are also that you can add these spotters in this spotting. I have told you just now. No, here
Yes.
spot synopsis or spotting here you can take, and other spotters you can also add.
Okay, thank you, sir. And sir, one more question I want to ask you. For the field visit, what type of documents or records you have to maintain other than report?
Your permission letter,
Okay. Sir.
permission letter, thanksgiving letter, that should be included. Then if the this industry or this medicine plant garden proprietor is giving the letter that this much students, this number of students have visited our medicine plant garden
Yes, sir.
or industry, so that type of record should be maintained. And then you can take the attendance along with the signature of the students who have visited the industry or medicine plant garden.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Any questions? I think, sir, there is no questions from anybody.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir, for guiding us on the orientation of the pharmacognosy ER 2020.
I'm also very much thankful to all of you for giving me an opportunity to present my small presentation regarding orientation on the top subject pharmacognosy theory as well as practicals. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Shall I leave?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
So, all the delegates, there is one instruction for all of you. Next session will start sharply at 1:35. Please join all of you in the time with same link. Okay. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.